Hello and welcome to today's episode of Dream Business, Dream Life. So, today I want to talk to you about something we all secretly know we need, but often resist, and that's accountability. Now, I know that accountability is a word that can sound a little bit heavy. Kind of reminds you of your old boss waving the finger at you, telling you what you've done right or wrong, telling you what you need to do next and in what order. But stick with me because I want to actually show you that accountability is actually one of the most powerful tools that you can have in your toolkit for transformation. Accountability isn't about somebody nagging you. It's about somebody not letting you play small, about somebody not letting you hold yourself back. I created my Bum Kit Club because I know how important accountability is. But this episode isn't about that. It's about giving you real value, helping you understand why we struggle to take action alone, and why letting somebody hold you accountable can completely change the game for you. Discipline isn't a personality thing. It isn't something that you were born good at. It's actually about structure. And accountability is going to give you that structure. So let's be honest here before we dive into this. How many of you have set a goal, felt super inspired, super excited, maybe even bought all of the gear for it? And then within a few days, weeks, months, you realise you've done nothing. Diddly squat. You've taken no action. You've not shown up. You've not done the thing at all. You're back to old habits. So you've not progressed in any way at all. It's still sitting there as something you want to do at some point. Yeah, me too. And here's why. When it's just us, we're actually quite sneaky. We say things like, I'll do it tomorrow, or it's not actually that important. My personal favourite, I'll wait until Monday. I mean, we always start a diet on a Monday, right? And those business targets, well, they can't start mid-month. That just feels wrong. And we eventually start to believe our own excuses because that's what they are. They're excuses, things that we are telling ourselves are logical. It's quite normal to eat all of the snacks before we start a diet. That's why we need to start on Monday. It's totally acceptable to wait until the first of the month to actually promote that new offer because, well, that makes tracking the sales easier. That doesn't make you lazy. It just makes you too good at believing your own excuses. So I want you to reflect. I want you to think of the last time you gave up on something you really wanted to do. What was the story you told yourself to make it feel okay to quit or to not even get started? Was it discomfort? Maybe it was fear. Or maybe you've got no idea why you just keep putting it off. The thing is, our brains are wired for safety. So your brain is going to tell you to stay safe, stay small, wait, as it's not going to feel great. So when we try to make changes on our own, the odds are stacked against us. It's you versus your brain, one on one. Nobody reassuring you it will be okay. So you listen to your brain, even if deep down you don't want to, even if deep down you know it's not right. Accountability is going to change the entire environment you're working in. An example, I don't know, it's like switching from running uphill in mud to running with someone next to you saying, come on, you've got this. If you could have done it alone, do you know what? You'd have done it by now. Accountability doesn't just help you do more, it actually helps you to change who you become. Let me explain. First of all, it's going to give you clarity. When you say your goals out loud to somebody else, they suddenly become real. They suddenly feel real. You can't keep them as those fuzzy little one day I'll do XYZ ideas anymore. They're out there now, clear and defined. Then there's consistency. You're not always going to feel motivated, Nobody does. But when you know you've got to check in with somebody, you're going to show up differently because you don't want to be that person saying, yeah, I didn't do it again. And accountability is actually going to help you to build resilience. When you're alone, a setback feels like a failure. You miss a workout, you mess up your routine, and boom, game over. But with somebody alongside you, it's not a failure, it's just a little detour. You're going to laugh, you're going to correct the course, and you're going to keep going. And over time, you're going to start to shift your identity. Every single time you follow through and take the action, even in teeny weeny ways, you're going to start to see yourself as someone who actually does what they say they'll do. And that shift is life changing because once you believe you're that kind of person that takes action and gets results, everything else is going to get easier. Just imagine how different your world would look, how different your year would look if you had someone checking in with you every week. What would you finally follow through on? I see too many brilliant people beating themselves up for not sticking to things. They thought they're lazy, undisciplined, or just not the kind of person who finishes stuff off. But that's not true at all. They just didn't have the right support. So I thought, what if there was a space where we keep each other honest, celebrate the wins, and yes, sometimes give each other that loving kick up the bum we need? And that's exactly why I created the Bum Kick Club. It's not just about ticking off tasks, it's about actually starting to believe you can do this too. You don't need more willpower. You don't need the perfect planner or another Monday start. What you actually need is accountability. Because accountability doesn't let you shrink your goals down. It helps you to move forwards. And I don't care how you hold yourself accountable. Come and join my Bum Kit Club. Join somebody else's program that gives you accountability. Find an accountability buddy, someone who needs it just as much as you. Just do something, as it honestly can change your business and your life quite quickly. Transformation doesn't happen because you magically find more motivation. It happens because you set up the foundations for success. And accountability is one of the foundations that can change everything. Now, I hope this episode gave you a little nudge, or maybe it even gave you a kick up the bum to think differently about accountability. If you're curious about the Bum Kit Club, come and connect. But either way, don't do it alone. You're capable of so much more than you think. You just need somebody in your corner. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time.